Do I point at you? Do I point? Am I good to go? Okay. Okay. My boyfriend's mom is a foster parent. Right now she has 5 young boys between the ages of 1 and 9. Plus she has 2 teenagers in sport and 3 big dogs. So you can imagine it's anarchy in her house. But she does it, and it drives me insane how she can manage everything, because I know I couldn't do that. But these young boys, they're First Nations foster kids, and each one has a heartbreaking story. And every time they tell me something that's happened, I start to cry, even though I hate crying. But they have, all their experiences have led to different psychological and developmental motor skill disorders, or problems that they just haven't gotten there like their peers. So I've always asked time and time again if they can do any horse riding or horse therapy, because from my experience watching my mom teach lessons for people who have disabilities such as autism or cerebral palsy, they benefit like beyond measure, and it just blows my mind. Plus all the research that I have done in 391, every single research study that I have come across shows time and time again all the different benefits that come across with riding on horses. So some of the different benefits come from the emotional, the spiritual, the physical, and the mental aspects. So one of the studies that I did come across is the improvement in muscle symmetry in children with cerebral palsy after the equine-assisted therapy. Now this study was done by William Benda and Associates and was conducted on a group of 15 students between the ages of 4 and 12, and they all had spastic cerebral palsy. So they looked at the symmetry of the leg muscles before and after riding the horses. And after only 8 minutes on a horse, only one session, they could see a drastic improvement in the symmetry between their quadriceps and their hamstring muscles, which I think is absolutely amazing. After only 8 minutes, someone can have one benefit of just muscle improvement. I think is crazy. So after session and session and session again and again, you can see how that would build upon itself. And people that have problems with disabilities, if they're having anxiety, anything along the lines of a problem that someone deals with internally or externally, the equine-assisted therapy can help. So for my presentation, I would like to, or not my presentation, my project, I would like to explore the different benefits that youth receive from interacting with horses, such as their motor skill development, their cognitive development, mental awareness, their confidence, their individual and team development, their social skills, just to name a few. And I would like to tie into the project areas of kinesiology, anatomy, the biomechanics, the history of the horse and the First Nations, anatomy, and some biology aspects, just so that the students can learn for themselves and learn with the horse and be able to take it for themselves and apply to their everyday lives. So at the end of the session, a student should feel powerful, positive, progressive, and productive along every aspect of their life, whether it's just starting with being able to overcome a fear of getting on a huge animal that has a mind of its own, which in itself is a confidence booster, or whether it's going into a classroom and being able to feel normal like all of the other kids. Once taught the proper way of handling a horse, a student can become a leader for themselves, the horse, and their peers.